Freshwater makes up approximately 0.8% of all of Earth's water. Freshwater can be defined as water that has a low salt concentration, usually less than 1%. Freshwater is also the main feature in freshwater biomes. Freshwater biomes can be defined as biomes that have water that contain little or no salt. There are a couple different types of freshwater biomes. They include standing and running freshwater biomes. Some examples of a standing freshwater biome include a pond or lake, and an example of a running freshwater biome would be a river. Generally speaking, each biome has its own climate. Freshwater biomes are a little bit different in that sense. Freshwater biomes have climates that depend on where they are located, since freshwater biomes can be found all over the world. The definition of a climate is the average weather in an area over a long period of time. Most freshwater biomes have a moderate climate, unless they're really close to the poles of the Earth. The average temperature of a freshwater biome in the summer ranges from 65 to 75 degrees, and in the winter it ranges from 35 to 45 degrees Fahrenheit. The location majorly affects the climate of a freshwater biome. Actually, a freshwater biome only has to have 1 foot of fresh water in order to be considered a freshwater biome. Because of the nutrition found all in freshwater biomes, they have really interesting growing seasons. The definition of a growing season, also known as a frost-free season, is defined as a period of the year when growing conditions for indigenous vegetation and cultivated crops are most desirable. So, whenever your growing season really varies on where you are in the world. The average is mid-May to mid-September. Same thing, what grows there depends on the depth of the water. It depends on the water flow, whether you're in a river or in stagnant water. It depends on the quality of water, whether it's polluted or nutrient dense or anything. It also depends on the temperature of the water. Can't have things that grow in super hot water, some things can't grow in super cold water. And there has to be plenty of sunlight for all these types of plants to grow. Most plants that you'll find grow on the edge of a lake or pond. For example, we have these cottonwoods right here. They are trees that are found on the edges of usually lakes. These are willows. These are also found on the edge of a freshwater biome. Something that grows on top of the water is a lily pad. And there's a couple things that live under the water, such as stargrass or tape grass, and phytoplankton, which is a type of plankton that takes nutrition directly from the environment. All of these things can grow thanks to wonderful soil quality. Soil quality is the capacity of a specific kind of soil to function, sustain, and maintain plant and animal productivity or enhance water and air quality. Now, the quality of your soil really depends on where you are in the world. We're standing on a freshwater biome that has clay primarily in its soil. Clay is known for being dense. It holds a lot of water. When it's wet, it's really sticky. When it's dry, it's really hard. There's not a lot of airflow that makes it through clay, but it is really nutrient rich. There are two other types of soil: silt, which is considered the most desirable soil type, and sand, which is considered undesirable.
Biodiversity is a huge part of every ecosystem. Biodiversity is the variety of all living things and their interactions. Freshwater habitats are incredibly diverse, with thousands and thousands of rivers, lakes, and wetlands. Now, although it sounds like the freshwater biome is thriving, it actually isn't all sunshine and rainbows. 1/3 of all freshwater species are at threat of extinction, including 61% of turtles, 40% amphibians, 30% fish, and 43% mammals. The main causes of biodiversity loss are flow alteration, pollution, habitat degradation and loss, overexploitation of species, and invasive non-native species.
Freshwater biomes are home to at least 140,000 different freshwater species. The most common type of freshwater fish you could find are the lake trouts and the largemouth basses. One species I bet you didn't know that you could find in a freshwater biome is the freshwater jellyfish. Unlike saltwater jellyfish, the freshwater jellyfish are actually very small and only have around 50 to 500 tentacles, whereas the saltwater could have thousands. Since their tentacles are smaller, they are actually harmless to humans and cannot pierce our skin. Moving on to a more common freshwater animal, the alligator. The alligator has two different species. One is the Chinese alligator, which is actually endangered, and the other one is an American alligator, which aren't endangered at all. The common water snake is the most common freshwater snake you will find, hence the name. But one of the more cooler snakes that you will find is the green anaconda. Fun fact, females are actually larger than male anacondas. This snake can also reach up to 40 feet and weigh up to 250. You can also find a ton of different species of frogs and turtles, such as the green frog, the North American bullfrog, and an alligator snapping turtle. The freshwater biome is home to so many unique animals. One of the most unique is the river dolphin. The river dolphin usually looks pink, like this picture here. These dolphins are usually blind or have very limited vision. Because of this, they aren't very active and are rarely seen. One of my personal favorite animals of the freshwater biome is an otter. There are 13 different types of otters, and 11 out of 13 of the otter species live in freshwater biomes. You can also find many different unique bird species, such as the gray and blue heron and the kingfisher. Behind me is the Wabash River. This is just one example of a freshwater biome. The Wabash River is home to 120 endangered, threatened, or rare plants and animals. This habitat is home to many species, but you're not going to find a river dolphin or a green anaconda here because they aren't usually seen in the northern United States and are only rarely seen in the southern United States. Instead, you will probably find a common water snake, an alligator snapping turtle, or a largemouth bass here. You might even get lucky enough to see a little otter. Alongside the Wabash River, you can find a lot of different trees, such as elm, oak, and hickory.